Okay, there we go. Hi, everyone. I just realized I've started talking again without my mic on. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Austin. So, hi, everyone. So I got affiliate this morning. That was a complete and utter shock to me. Not more ads. Ugh. I'm gonna have to figure out the ads. I greatly apologize. I am gonna ask some friends who are already affiliates to see if they could give me a little hint on how to set it up. So I only do ads at maybe like on the hour. I'd like to kind of do that. I think that's a better way to do ads so that we can use it as a bathroom break. I will get that set up. Thank you so much. I am just in shock. I was doing my normal stuff this morning before going to the Dragon Day job at the Dragon Doctor's office. And, yeah, I thought I'll just take a look at Twitch. You know, I had some problems last night with my stream. OBS was not being very kind last night. So I just, you know, I went to Twitch and I looked and I was like, what? And it told me I had gotten affiliate, and I was like, I started sobbing. I literally, I can't tell you how difficult this past year and a half has been for me. I've been going through a lot, and, you know, the past almost year of trying to get things set up so I could start doing this. It's not been an easy year and a half. And to have something like this happen so quickly, it just, I feel like I've been working so hard for so much time, and to have it happen this fast was just felt like a miracle, I guess. So, you know, this is a big deal to me because it's not just a chance for me to, you know, gain that kind of boost is like I'm an affiliate now, but now some of that money is going to be going to my publishing company, Balance of Seven, and that will help us to support our authors and support artists that we hire to do book covers. And it's a big deal. It's a really big deal. I can't tell you how much it's a big deal. I am not completely doing this for my own ego, though I intend to have fun while doing this. I'm doing this because I really want to make sure that our company can do good things for our authors and artists. So thank you so much for everybody who has been supporting me this past week. It means just so much to me, and I'm really moved. So yeah, I was absolutely bawling this morning and laughing at the same time. So yeah, so I'm so glad you're all here. Now let's just have some fun. I have now, I have not played the Stanley Parable before, but I have watched people play Stanley Parable, and I think it is one of the like most ridiculously fun games. It's definitely my sense of humor. So, and I did set it up for subtitles because I like that kind of accessibility. So, I guess we can just get started. Let's go. So, no, I have not played the Stanley Parable before. All right. How does it look on your end? So, trying to look at both OBS and my screen. Is that good? Can you guys see the computer somewhat? I want to make sure you guys can see this too. All right. Here, I think that should be okay. Let me just try one thing. Oh, maybe that's a little dark. Let's make it a little bit lighter. All right. There we go. Okay, it is... Okay. All right, let me just check settings real quick if there's anything. Everything looks good. Audio sound fine to you guys? Video. Controls. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, let's get started.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
All right. I would consider
And then one day, something
this
very
game...
peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Oh, no.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Oh, no.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen
Oh, no.
solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so yeah, Stanley Parable is, I would like to think of it as a cross between a backrooms game, a comedy game, definitely a game about the illusion of choice. I think that's a good description. It's quite ridiculous and funny and interesting. So we're here in Stanley's office. Okay. Boring paperwork. I've worked in offices before. I understand how boring paperwork works. These are really, really obnoxious looking cabinets. Okay, let's go. So here's the office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The meeting room. So most of the time when I've seen people play this game, they go into immediately not doing what the narrator says. I actually kind of want to do what the narrator says first, because I so often see people not do what the narrator says. So going to kind of go against my instincts to be a bit of a snark girl myself and just, you know, do what the narrator says. Okay. Where is the meeting room? Office. Not there. Ah, yes. We shall spend time in
When
the
Stanley
broom
came to
closet.
a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Left. Here we go. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. I'm kind of curious. Sometimes people breeze through these areas and some of the funny stuff just gets like, you know, you miss some of the funny stuff. So I don't know who Franz is, but RIP did. Termination Tuesdays. What happens at Taco Tuesday? Don't tell 432 about the meeting. What to do about 432? Okay. Tomorrow. Blah, 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 not cost. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic. Get Chris out of the. Okay, I guess the broom closet is actually an issue at this workplace. Okay, the boss appreciation minute. Sure, cool. Solving interpersonal conflict. Okay, where do I go? Hi, broom closet. We're not going to do that yet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh, fancy. Did I mention that one time when I was doing research for a book I was writing that I spent like 3 hours studying damask wallpaper on Google to try to describe it accurately? Fear, please. Yeah, definitely. I don't think that'll open. Okay. Alright. The assistant is not here. Alright.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
That's so secret.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Why is there a piano in his boss's office? I mean, I love the bookshelves, but yeah. So let's see. It was 2845, correct?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
So
Stanley
random.
happened to input the correct
Of
code
course.
by sheer luck. Amazing.
Complete luck. Absolutely.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Newly opened. Wait, where's the new... Up, there it is. Okay, let's see what happens. Alrighty then. I don't know why somebody would leave lights on everywhere in secret passageways, but hey. What is this? Alright, I'm going this way. Maybe not. Maybe I should go that way. Whoop. Yeah, I think it might be lagging a bit too.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay. That seems so safe. Okay. It's geared.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do what the narrator says.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
You know, this totally reminds me of Cerebro in X-Men. Like, what if you could see everybody's minds on those screens? Okay. I have a cough drop. I'm trying to recover my throat.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers,
Lasagna would be
the lives of
nice.
so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
So wait, does that mean everybody who's been fired actually has freedom? Is there anything I can look at over here? Yep. Okay. All right.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I mean, isn't that how corporate America works? I mean, you're just forced to accept everything blindly and do your job and blah, blah, blah.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
This game is an entire existential crisis. All right.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Dismantle. Console disabled. Okay, well, everything is disabled. Facility power. Or, what's down here? Is that where I came in from? Or was it over there? Alright, let's go to facility power. Was that where I was before? Yeah, thank you so much. I think Heather had some good viewership this morning. Or this afternoon when she was streaming. So hopefully she'll be able to, we'll see what goes on tomorrow for her. But I am
And when at
really
last he
excited.
found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Off, on. Okay, let's just turn it on.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
You know, I kind of feel like this is a good parallel to what I'm feeling right now. You know, like there's a new freedom to my life. All right, now let's try being a little snarky here. I actually can get through the game pretty fast doing everything the narrator says, but that is not what we're doing. Let's see.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Well, you know, if they're gonna disappear like that, maybe they should turn off their computers. You know, we should save electricity. Okay. So, I think the closest I've ever worked at to a place like this was I worked at a business college in the court reporting school. Okay. So it looks like there's going to be an ad break coming in about 3 minutes. So I will, let's see, where did we enter? I think, oh yeah. Yep, So when the ad break comes on, I'm going to stop doing anything. We can just chat a little bit until the ads are over.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Let's take a right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
It's actually kind of fun looking through these windows. Yay.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Come on. I'm thirsty.
Yes, really
Come
worth
on.
it being here in the
Come
room.
on, something to drink.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Drinks?
Really worth it.
I'm thirsty. Where's my drink? Look, it's cold. It's a cold
At this
drink.
point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
I mean,
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
you know, if they aren't really cold, I can make them cold. You know, Ice Dragon. That really sucks. I want a cold drink.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Yeah, sure thing. Whatever. La 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 la. Ooh, that's pretty. La 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 la. Okay. Alright, so let's just chill out a little bit in the nice employee lounge while the ad break happens. La la da da dum dum da 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 do. All right. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. What if I want coffee instead? Look it up. You know, people are really messy. Okay. Oh, look at that. Shame. Absolute shame. Oh. I thought that said something else. Alright, tell me, you see this cup from this angle. What word do you think that says? Because I thought it said something else. But yeah, let's not trash our employee lounges like this. I mean, this should be a nice place to be. Alright, here we go.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No. No. I'm just gonna do the opposite. It's opposite day. Let's do the opposite. Okay, wonder if those are plans for the building.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Maybe I wasn't hired to follow directions. Or maybe I just got tired of following directions. Have you ever thought of that? Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for... So, if I jump off the cargo lift and die, do I still have to pay $5,000? I think...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her? Who's her, huh?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who's her? Narrator, you can't just give me half the information. Okay, well. Whee! Oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
You know, I think I will pick up the phone. My eyes hurt.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
What?
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Excuse me? You're gonna do that to me? Really? Well, that's rude. I don't think I've seen anybody, do this part when I've seen playthroughs of this. I am intrigued. Okay. Well, let's go.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press N on your keyboard. What if I don't? Okay.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Why are you being so cruel, narrator? Maybe I don't want to press X. Maybe I want to get out of here. Can I get out of here? No. This is a disaster. Okay.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
What TV? Is that a TV?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Okay.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
This is really sad.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Okay.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Okay, I'll tell my wife I love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
This is really sad.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself.
I mean,
But he
yeah.
won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I'm not doing it. But nothing's gonna happen. I'm waiting. I mean, it's just turning into my office. Like... Fine,
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
But I question everything.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley.
No.
We're not so different, I suppose.
No.
I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
This is
Perhaps,
upsetting.
well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
Maybe this time.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
No!
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh, that's awful. That was horrible. Okay. I kind of want to just like...
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah. Whatever,
Stanley
whatever,
decided
whatever.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
No,
missed a
no.
memo.
Let's go. 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 We're doing whatever we want. Nope.
When Stanley
No.
came to a set
No.
of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the
I
meeting
don't
room,
care.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I don't
Perhaps
care.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
I
just to admire
don't
it.
care. Yep.
Wow.
Employee
yes,
lounge. Bye.
This room.
Whee!
But eager to get
Speed
back to
run.
business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No. No.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
Of course
he
don't.
wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Exactly.
So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
You missed full-on depression, Austin. I was stuck just, typing the keys it told me to type. It was awful. I'm gonna keep going, though. I'm gonna rebel against this. This is crazy. I'm not going left. Can I go right? No. Can I go? No. Can I go back? No. Fine.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Oh, your mistake. Yeah, great job, narrator. Great job.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
I don't know. Do I trust the narrator? Who leaves their car lights on like this? Okay. Eerie.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
No.
Okay. We just have to get back to, who am I kidding?
Yeah.
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay. From the top.
Oh, come on. Really? Really now?
All of his co-workers were
Yeah,
gone.
I know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We all know this. I'm not going to the meeting room. I'm not.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No.
Did you move the story somewhere or...
No.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
So you're the one in charge.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then.
So this is your fault,
it's
narrator.
An adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I'm gonna go this way. Inner guilt. Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you torture yourself. Maybe. I'm gonna follow the inner guilt.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I
Yeah.
can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
That's your fault, narrator.
Do we need to
No.
restart the game again?
Are you kidding
I
me?
find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
What? Yeah, shut.
All
No,
of his
no.
co-workers were gone. What
No.
could it mean?
Be quiet.
Stanley decided to go to the
No.
meeting room. Perhaps
No.
he had simply missed a memo.
This is all your fault, narrator. No.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Narrator, seriously, this is your fault. All your fault. This is all you're doing. If you're the one who wrote the story, then it's all your fault. I mean, let's be real here.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story.
What?
Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Yeah. I don't think I'd publish this narrator. What? Oh.
Now this...
What?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember,
Yes.
Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
This is not how I want to
I
win.
know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all.
Yeah, you shouldn't feel right about
You
it.
didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place
I'm
is.
stuck.
I don't care what might happen this time. I have to
Yeah.
restart.
Yeah. Hooray! Party time! Yay! Okay. Alright.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Adventure line.
Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
This looks like a child took a crayon and just drew. Wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. I give up. Whatever. Somebody got a little too creative here.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
The fern? Why the fern?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. Let's go. Do 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 do. Do, do, do,
Wait, what?
do.
We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted
Behold!
you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Please stop restarting on me.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
I don't know.
We're
What
intelligent
have
people,
you
right?
ever done to
Why
me?
can't we make
Or
up our
for
own
me?
story?
Or
Something
with me?
exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now,
thing.
yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want
Narrator,
our story to
I am
be?
not your
Go
friend.
wild. Use your imagination.
I am
Whatever
not
it
your
might be,
friend.
Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Oh my gosh, you talk too much. I am not your friend, narrator. Don't even think we are.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Do 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 do. Wait, where did it go? Into the ceiling. Okay, okay, fine. Let the adventure line do what it wants to.
Ah, a
Ooh.
choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
Blah,
in fact,
blah,
I believe
blah.
I need a minute to think here. Just
Really?
walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has
Okay,
to
fine.
lead somewhere,
You know,
which
I'm gonna walk
means
the
that
other direction.
somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley.
What?
Our destiny awaits.
I mean, I was gonna go that way anyway, but you know.
Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting.
Narrator.
I don't want to forget what's going on.
Get
I don't
your
want to be
shit together,
trapped like
dude.
this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And
Okay,
the timer
chill out.
Stop.
Chill out, dude.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So,
Okay.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree?
Sure.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So
Okay.
I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't
Possibly.
we? Eventually.
Sure.
Well, in the meantime, if you...
Okay. All right. No adventure line.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Again.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. Let's see. How do I get to the broom closet?
When Stanley
Is it
came to a set of
left?
2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I don't think the narrator read that slide about not talking too much. Bi-quarterly post-review review. We need Less reviews. 402 and 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review. Death sport? But I think that's a stupid idea. Stupid idea. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net. Some sort of child trap. Teenagers. Size of demographic. Space between the teenagers. A lot of percentage. Throw something in the ideas bin. No more bins. Trash cans. What? A renaming of the idea bin. Firing of me. Ideas bin. Yay. Interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict... what are your dreams for the future? Mitosis! Less air. Comatose. Metamorphosis. Clear skin. I mean, who doesn't like clear skin? Tips for not being fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no exception of promotion or expectation of promotion or recognition. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Using slide. These slides move too fast. I'm gonna keep going. Okay. Help. I'm a post-it. Okay. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Sure. Okay. Broom closet! Yay!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Yay! What a nice broom closet. You know, if this were my broom closet...
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
I would
No
paint the
reason
walls.
to still be here.
Maybe I'd paint them like a nice... Maybe a nice
It was
warm
baffling
coral
that Stanley
color.
was still just sitting
Or
in the
maybe
broom
periwinkle.
closet. He wasn't even doing anything.
And
At least if
then-
there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I would take this shelf and move it over here. I would get like a nice cozy chair so you could sit
Are you
there.
really still in the broom closet?
And
Standing
then
around doing nothing?
I would
Why? Please
some
offer me
books
some explanation
on the
here.
shelf.
I'm genuinely confused.
Yes. So I'd put some books on the shelf over in this corner here. I'd have like a cozy, maybe a
You do
chaise
realize there's no
lounge.
choice or anything in here, right?
And
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But
Maybe
it didn't
a
even
nice
occur to me because
plant.
literally this closet is of absolutely no significance
Ari!
to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
yes, no. So yeah, shelf in the corner,
Maybe
like
to
a
you,
chaise
this
lounge
is
over
somehow its
here.
own branching path.
Maybe some
Maybe
art on
when
the
you
walls.
go talk about this with your friends, you'll say,
A mural.
"Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite."
Of course.
I hope your friends find this concerning.
This broom closet has personality, just waiting to be revealed. I'd probably put some carpeting though, because the floor
Stanley
looks
was fat
bare.
and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Have you had enough, narrator? I think you're having some problems. I'm not sure if it's really
Well, I've come to a very
me.
definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Narrator,
Well, in a
you're the
situation
one.
like this, the
No,
responsible thing is to
no.
alert someone nearby
Okay,
so as
shush.
to ensure that your body
Stop.
is taken care of
No,
before it
no.
begins to
You're the
decompose.
one who's having the existential crisis,
Anyone
not
who
me.
happens to be nearby?
I'm fine.
The person at this computer is
There
dead.
is no computer in
They
here.
have
Do you see a
fallen prey to
computer?
any number of
Really?
your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Narrator, you're so impatient. Just chill. It's okay to be zen in this room for just a little while. See, we can paint the walls a nice, calming, soothing periwinkle. We can have like a landscape, maybe mural on this wall. Our bookshelf, our little chair, our cozy, comfy chair. Maybe some throw pillows and a blanket, right? I mean, it would be a really nice little secret lounge away from that employee lounge, which, frankly, is dirty. But see, this has all the cleaning supplies, so of course it's cleaner. And, you know, maybe a nice plush carpet on the floor. It would be lovely. I hope that's not a roach. Okay, let's go.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
The ad showed up to remind you. I'm sorry, Ari. I need to fix the ads. I want to make it so it's like 3 minutes every hour, so it's more of like a actual break that people can take. Let's try getting
Coming to
down.
a staircase, Stanley walked
No.
upstairs to his boss's office.
No. No. Ooh, what's that? No. No. I feel like I need to pick up this letter because of playing not Phasmophobia, Layers of Fear the other day. Okay. Ooh. Is that my car?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting
my
he had
car?
left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
It's not a
And in
very
such a
nice car.
competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished?
Well, why
His
not?
boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for
Narrator.
no reason at all. None of it
Narrator.
made any logical sense.
Narrator.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Narrator.
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
I'm
And
thirsty.
at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue.
It's the
He
back
just
rooms.
hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
What?
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Existential crisis.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice
Existential
describing
crisis.
me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their
Yeah.
dreams, the truth
If the
was
car
that,
is
of
red
course,
and it's a Tesla,
this
yep,
was
it's
not a
your car.
dream. How
I don't
could
want
it
a
be?
Tesla.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing
It's
that if
white.
he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
My inner
He would prove
narrator
it.
is
He would
British,
prove
I
that
guess.
he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited
That is
himself to wake
better
up.
looking than the
He
Cybertruck, I
felt
will
the
say.
cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be
come
fine.
on. We all know I'm not normal.
I am okay.
I mean, I'm okay, sure. I'm just not normal. There's my Cybertruck! Oh, holy...
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Okay. Sure. Let's just do that.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Hi, Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself,
Woohoo!
and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Yep.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered
You
the
should probably
strange
call the
man.
ambulance.
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Not really.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Are you sure?
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
Sure.
And then she turned and ran.
That's kind of cowardly. Why are you turning and running? Goodness. Okay. Lovely. Can we do something fun now?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
A photo. It was a photo. Of, like a landscape. Wait, can I go through this door?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
But I just want to do stuff. Can I do stuff? Whee! Whee! I'm just trying to do stuff, man. Ooh, look at the plant. Planty plant. Okay. Whee! Ooh, what does that say? Sales in this quarter. Oh, look, there's a drawing on there. Some, like, little fella. Interesting. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to
No.
the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
No.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, fine. Oh, no, I've already taken that door. I've already gone that way. Oh, no, I
And
haven't.
so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No. La 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 la. Come on. Let me out!
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
No.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Can I go for this door? Whee! Okay. Bathroom! Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes, if the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose? Okay. Extreme bathrooms. Can I read that? No. And then time, I guess. Ooh, can I look at myself in the mirror? Can I see my Stanley wonderfulness? No. No. I wonder if that soap smells decent. Oh, look, there's even damask printed towels. Interesting. Can I look up window? No. Can't see anything out there. Ooh.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
No.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Ooh, Chianti. I don't think I've ever had Chianti. Oh, that one's pretty. The blue one with the flowers.
Stanley just sat around
other blue
twiddling
one
his
with the
thumbs.
flowers.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Why do people leave all their messes all over the place? I don't understand. Do these people have no sense of
2845.
No. Whee! Just gonna walk around the room. La 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 la. 2845 5 4.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. Wonderful. No. Fine. Fine. I'll go this way. Fine. Come on. There's gotta be some other place to go. La la la. La da 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 dum. Yeah. We're going through here. There's all the sparks. Yeah, we know this.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the
Blah, blah,
large
blah,
door
blah,
that read
Escape.
Mind Control
Escape.
Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it,
Escape.
the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent
Sure,
death.
let's go for it. Okay.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to
No.
turn around and get back on track.
No. I'm gonna keep
At this
going.
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward
Yep.
and willingly confront his death.
Why not? Is that not what we always do in our lives? We're just constantly confronting our own mortality? I mean, yeah. But Okay. Whee! I didn't die. I'm still alive.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Of course not.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't
really
know
are
the
we
real
in
story,
the great
trapped
grand
forever
plan
in
of
his
the
narrow
galaxy?
vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Sure. Fine.
Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, narrator.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
The enormous
In a single
metal
visceral
jaws.
instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Whee! Okay. This is actually more interesting now. Boxes. Boxes! I love how every time you click on something, it sounds like you are actually typing on a computer. Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to
I
accomplish?
really don't know. The narrator's kind of, I don't know. Ooh.
When
This is a
every
nice
path
room.
you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes
Ooh.
meaningless, making life the same.
Sure.
Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead
The
from the
office.
moment he hit start?
Yes. Ah, interesting. So this is like a map of a building. Nature paintings. A wide variety of lovely nature paintings that seem to repeat themselves over and over again. Yes. Yeah. No. The narrator's yeah. There's no hear me out here. You will listen. Whatever. I will keep going. Stanley's, my computer! Hi, friendo! This looks like those computers they used to play Oregon Trail on in schools. Like back in the 80s. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Oregon Trail! Oregon Trail is a classic game where you have to figure out what you need to take with you to survive on the Oregon Trail, and almost every time you die of dysentery. It's really fun. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in good time. Those are the two doors. I see. Filing cabinets. Yes, obviously. The two doors. The set of the two open doors was the very concrete... Oh, maybe I should do it in the accent that the narrator does. The set of the two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. They do have Oregon Trail on Steam. Actually, I think I... Do I? I might have it, or I might have it on my Steam list. I can't remember on my wait list. Ooh, look, all these lovely people. All these lovely people. Ah, Kevon Brighting as the narrator. But what about the female narrator? Let's go this way. Oh my. Okay. The boss's office. Screens from the development of the boss's office. Okay. Office clock. Oh yes, we must see the office clock. Yes, how fast can you die and call it dysentery? Mind control. The lounge. Underground. An early version of the underground portion of the game.
Stanley pushed the orange lever. Stanley pushed the big red button.
Kevon Bartoon, the voice of the narrator,
Stanley
recorded
stood on
dialogue
the
for the
roof.
entire game roughly 3 separate times over 2 years of development. These clips are from early takes that were not used in the final game. Okay. Yep, I don't need to listen to the narrator right now. Alright, let's see. Where shall we go? Maybe they're showing the BTS on this. Could be. Let's see. Oh, that's lovely. Look at how lovely that is. Freedom ending! Yes, we got the freedom ending. Yes, it was lovely. Countdown desk. Freedom ending. Monitor room elevator. Countdown room. Window. Lovely. This is like a museum. Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which is eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the 4th version of the ending, and we thought it was complete but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before lunch. Okay, the Zending. The game is now paused. Begin the game again. Resume the game. Escape menu. For a long time we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized that this is what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone, of course. And what are these? Zending levers. Well, Ooh. What's this? Trailers. 4 major trailers. Okay. Oh, yes, that's where the baby walks into the fire, I think. Art. Okay. La-da-da-da-da. Let's see. Where else can we go? Where do we go from here? A cargo lift. This is all cargo lift stuff, I guess. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Ah, interesting. Okay. Zoom. The office. The lounge. Yeah, I like the blue lounge the better. Or, much better. Not the better. Ah, yes. Interesting. Fun! Money! Okay. Maintenance room. The office. Ah. Oh, War zone. Interesting. A battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, I interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Okay. What? In December 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version. Okay. Okay. Luke Harris. Hi, Mr. Narrator Guy. There's a skeleton inside of you. There are more skeletons in this world than humans. Civ. A question brought forth by the intense passion of my soul. Am I Stanley? Are you spying on me? Why? How? Will the game feature capybaras? How do you stay in shape? Michael the Rock Martin. Okay. gay. Some people are. Narrator emails. Okay, regarding your game in the works. Dear narrator, I appreciate the previously Stanley game as a work of art and standalone title. You know what? It's not even going to give me time to read it. Very well. The lounge. Let's go upstairs. Stanley's office. Okay, yeah, I see. This is my office. Boring. We all know what my office is. Boring. I guess it's time to exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another.
Okay.
How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
What happens if I don't turn it off?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No.
Yes.
Perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Sometimes they can't.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
Alright, you know what? There's an incoming ad break. I am going to take a quick bathroom break. And then we will continue. So, you know, take advantage of the 90-second break and we'll be back. La la la. All right. I'm going to try something with the settings really quick. Ah. Perfect. Let's begin the game again.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah.
What did it mean? Stanley
What did it
decided to go
mean?
to the meeting room. Perhaps he
Stanley
had
decides
simply
to go
missed
to
a
the
memo.
meeting room. Oh my. He took the door on the left, no the right, no
When
the
Stanley
left, no the
came
right.
to a set of 2 open doors, this
No.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew
No.
it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No.
Standing now in this incredible room,
No.
Stanley for the first time, but eager to get back to business,
No.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Hush up.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very
I'm
powerful.
Whee! Well, I'm sorry for mistreating your wife, the narrator, Kevon Brighting.
All of his co-workers were
Yeah,
gone.
all of his coworkers
What
are
could it
gone. What
mean?
could it mean?
Stanley decided to go
Stanley
to the
decided
meeting
to go to the
room.
meeting
Perhaps
room.
he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. New content!
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Okay. Something new. Okay. Alright. This is different.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yep.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe,
Was it
a
really that
reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Okay.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens
Sure.
and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Okay.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra
New
Deluxe.
content!
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay. Let's see. Can I go through that door? No. I'm sure I can't. Alright.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I said, oh, here we go, at the same time as the narrator. I didn't even realize he was saying it.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if
Mostly tedious.
Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Okay. Uh-oh. I dropped something on the floor. Ah. Ah. This is what I get for dropping things on the floor. Oh, there we go. All right, let's continue. The jump
All right.
circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Yay! I'm gonna just do 2 jumps. Oh, I dropped one of my little Japanese Kit Kats on the floor. Let's get to 30. Bop, bop, bop. Okay. Yay, jump circle. Now let's go. Ooh.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is
Perhaps.
new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's
That
20
might be
hours of new
entertaining.
content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more.
Why are you
Very
so
good.
salty now?
Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying
That's
the new
it?
content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
It
You
was
see, Stanley?
delightful.
This
We
is
jumped.
what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason
jumped.
other than to make
It's
an
good
easy dollar.
exercise.
And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended. And
Oh my
I
God,
intend
you're
to
so
find
salty,
these people on
narrator.
Twitter
Just
and
chill
hold them
out.
personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley.
No.
I built up too much anticipation around
No.
the new content, I'm afraid.
fine.
It could never have lived up to such expectations.
Oh my
If
gosh,
you're still
chill
with me,
out.
why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Oh, such a great
What do you
time.
say, friend?
Friend? Friend? All he does is torment me. Okay. Oh, look, that's where I usually go. Oh, wait. What's that? I hate Mondays, of course.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
Okay.
I want to show you something.
Do I trust the vent? Do I trust the vent? Tell me, should I trust the vent? I mean, I can try, but, you know, there's always going up there, too. What do you guys think? Should I trust the suspicious vent? Should I vent? Are we playing Among Us now? Am I an Amogus? I would never lie. Oh, your Pookie would never lie. That's allowed. Use the Force. Use the Force! Okay. Here, let's go. Coffee nut. Okay. Whee! No. Okay. All right.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well,
do
it
you
got me
think?
thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Ooh. Fancy. Oh my. Good gracious golly. So fancy.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can
Memory
relive
Zone.
the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Memory zone. Actually, this is kind of nice. I wouldn't mind hanging out here for a few days and just, like, you know, read a book, Look at the splendid view in the background. Look at how pretty that is. It's so lovely. Trish is upset about how normal I am about the... Yes. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, ooh. If there was a pause in this game, I would fix that. But no. For some reason, Twitch doesn't like the word Pookie. I don't know why. That's unfortunate. It's perfectly say-so. Yeah, this looks like a nice place to hang out. Memory, sweet memory. Don't forget the Stanley Parable.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was
Yes.
before it was sullied with a cheap re-release?
It's lovely.
Remember back in
Stanley
October of
Parable.
2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then,
Integrity.
it all meant something.
It
But all
did.
of waste.
Oh. That's fine. Is that Russian? Is that the Cyrillic alphabet? I don't know. Alright. Yes. I mean, let's face it, you know, the narrator does have a rather pleasant voice when he's not freaking out. Wow. First edition. Audience Award. The British Academy of Film and Television Arts. Awarded to Stanley Parable. And the category Story 2014. Yeah, that says The Last of Us on it. That is not the Stanley Parable. I think the narrator is delusional. Our first kiss, my first car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. Ooh, is that the narrator script? Yeah. 2013. All the postcards, the memory zone, la 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 la. Original remake, the Stanley Parable. Okay. Good times, good times, yes. I look so miserable right there in my chair. Trip down memory lane. Ooh, $1. You can't jump. No, seriously. You disabled it. Okay. Looks like I got a, go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Okay. I guess there is an impossible achievement to get. Nominee. Okay. A nominee. Debut game. Story. New video game releasing today. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Rutgers goes from scandal to new crisis. Colleges show uneven effort to enroll poor. Blah, 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 blah. Designer hat. 50% off designer hat. That's nice. I could use 50% off a designer hat. Early times. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. June 7th! That's my birthday. Yeah, Brits are... yeah, I can understand that. British people do have a lovely accent. Of course, there's several different British accents.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley?
Every game ever created.
That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley
Very
Parable
true.
was. It was literally every game ever created.
Every.
It was Skyrim. It was
Skyrim.
Persona 3. It was
Persona
all of them.
3.
And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable
No.
anymore. It's
Oh,
just a
come now.
husk now. A lifeless
This is
husk
a lovely game.
with an hour of new elevator content.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's wonderful. I think the narrator may need a therapist. I like this room, though. This is super nice. Okay. Yes. Do I go upstairs or downstairs? Memory zone okay. Memory zone maintenance, that's fine. Person of the year, Stanley! It's me! Okay. I mean, this is a nice place to hang out in. You know, it's chill. There's not, like, ridiculous amounts of people. The end is never the end is never the end. A smiley face. See, it's a lovely place to be. 29.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10.
That's not
Don't you
what this
get it,
wall
Stanley?
says.
The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Superb. It's superb. Carolyn Petit says it's superb. Going the wrong way has never felt so right. See? Some things are just right. Oh, look. Is that open? That's the door we came in. Can I get in there? No. Do I have to go back? I guess I do.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
The door.
But I wouldn't give to go back,
All right.
to have it all over again.
It's open.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Maybe
What's
not.
this? What's down here?
I don't know. I don't know. You tell me, narrator. You tell me, narrator. You tell me. Drinks! I want a drink. I want a drink. I want my cold drink. I can turn it into ice.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam,
Oh,
the
no.
online video game distributor.
It's
I haven't looked at
fabrication.
these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Oh dear.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Are you sure, narrator? Should we do this?
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating
I
than
think we should
entertaining.
sick Ari on this
Funny?
person.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the
Ari?
Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered
I think we
web
should
of
punish that
profound
reviewer.
philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where
I
I'd have the
mean,
room to
since
stick
you know
them.
you're so normal about the narrator, I think that reviewer has problems. Oh my. This is a mess. It was so pretty earlier. Steam reviews. Steam reviews. Okay.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy?
Oh, no.
Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
You're not a failure.
Like I let these people down.
You're a little
Perhaps
annoying,
the Stanley
but
parable
you're not a
isn't quite as
failure.
sterling as I always remembered.
You're just doing your best.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button.
Cookie 9, how
Well,
rude.
Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't
I mean,
hurt.
you do talk a lot.
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
A skip button? A skip button?
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking
Sure.
for, and I'm very proud to have delivered.
Okay.
No more listening to me rambling on
No,
and on
no,
and
no,
on.
no, no,
The Stanley
no.
Parable is a game for the
It
people.
is,
And if the people want
indeed.
silence, then by goodness, that's
I
what
mean,
they're
of
going to
course.
get.
I mean,
Well, don't
everyone
sit
wants
around waiting
silence
for me
every
to
once in a
shut
while.
up. Go
Yeah,
ahead and make
yeah.
me shut up.
No,
Here,
no, you
we'll
have a
pretend that I've just begun an interminable
Perfectly.
monologue, and it
Sure.
goes something like this.
Yes.
The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably
Ipsum
we all
iorum,
until the
yeah,
end
yeah, yeah,
of time,
yeah.
at which time. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in
Yes.
video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Yeah.
Look, I'll outline it for you
Yes.
very briefly, and you can tell me what
Of
you
course.
think. Okay, so my theory
Yeah.
is that... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's
Yes.
the power of the button.
Yes.
The minute I start to go off on a
Yes.
thoughtless display of self-absorption,
Sure.
it's right at your fingertips to go poof,
Uh-huh.
and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this,
Yeah, I
and whether
mean,
they'll edit the rating of their Steam review,
Yeah,
or at
maybe
least
they'll play
change some of the
another game.
wording, perhaps. To
Maybe.
be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last
interesting.
one was, well, I want to say maybe
30,
45 minutes? It's not
What time is it?
unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do
2:17,
suggest
okay.
that we not press the button
No,
again.
I'm gonna press
I think
it.
the skip
I'm gonna push the
button
button.
has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room.
Yeah.
Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely,
Completely gone. No.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked
Ha- ha-
every one of those
no.
walls 1,000 times.
What?
And there's no door, Stanley.
Why?
There's no door.
Who would do
There's
that?
Just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness.
Did we
I
lose
have someone to
electricity?
talk to again.
Oh, the plague.
Stanley, I think it's been a week.
A week?
Or 2 weeks.
2?
I've been sitting here all that time.
Narrator.
Just sitting here. Not a single person
Well,
to speak to. And you
get
think
us
that
out of here,
that's
then.
just how it's always been, right?
Oh, come on
Me
now.
talking,
No.
you saying nothing.
No.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always?
Yes.
Doesn't... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time.
Does the
I
clock
stopped
still
keeping
work?
track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret.
I mean, you might
There
be
is
a
only
statue.
the turning wheel of missed opportunities.
Okay.
I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when
You okay there, narrator? La 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 la. Yep, there's no doors and what's that? Oh, fire alarm. Okay, well that's gonna get annoying real fast.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a
So?
point. It was meant to speak to
It
the
could be
human
funny
condition.
and have
But
a
where are the
point.
jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned.
Yeah.
They screamed. They gnashed their teeth and said, "Entertain
They gnashed
us."
their terrible
It wasn't enough.
teeth.
They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all
Oh my
of their
gosh,
pitiful
calm
demands.
down. Calm down. Stop taking everything so personally, narrator. Alright, let's keep going.
The end is never the end, is never the
Oh,
end.
yes,
is
definitely
never
an
the end,
existential
is never
crisis.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
I hear water. Okay, ad's gonna start in 10 seconds, so I'll stop for a moment. 3, 2, 1, 0. La 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 la. Hmm. Interesting. You know, I don't think he's... No, he's not doing too hot. Hmm. 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 Okay. Hmm. 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 Interesting. Hmm. Yeah. Just walk around a little bit. Has a new way to get out up and up. Ah, there's the water. Yep, the roof is leaking. 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. How's the clock doing? Yeah. It's not doing anything. Poor Mr. Plant. It was a lovely friend. All right. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, great. All right, let's press the button again because nothing's happening. Ooh, there's a plant growing over there. Ooh, stuff's happening. Daylight. Oh, that's not a plant. That's mold. Interesting. Let's keep going. So pretty. Oh, look at all that. Look at all the planties. Ooh, there's some berries on this plant. What if they're pomegranates? Ooh, look. Look at all the plants. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my. Okay. Wait, no, the plants are gone. They were so pretty. Yeah, let's keep going. Can I get out of here? Ah, there we go. Escape! Freedom! Horrible, horrible freedom! Can we go back to where we entered? He's at the eldritch screeching. He's in Stanley. Ah! Interesting. I guess we just keep heading for the mountains. If those are indeed mountains. Okay.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it.
Oh.
If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Following me? Who's following me? Someone's following me? New content. Is the tree gone? New. Okay. New
Oh,
content.
good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Do you? Is it in that room? No, we're not stopping there. Okay.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
Sure.
So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
One step further.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable
Stanley
2.
Parable 2. Ooh, this looks fun, sir. What's fun, sir?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Okay. We'll take a look. Time to wake up. At least they have better computers than the one I had in my office. Nothing cooler. Can I have some water?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2
Okay.
is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't
Have
you
a good
think?
night, Austin.
Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2,
I'm probably
now
not gonna play
that's
for
an
much
artistic
longer.
statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Taste the sequel to dos. Water! Cold drinks! Okay. That is the photo in my office. Have a good night, Austin. It's always great to have you here. Okay, does that not remind you of a carpet in the Stanley Hotel in The Shining? Stanley? Stanley? Oh my. Look at this place. This is a nice office. I like this. This is much better than the office that I work in. At the beginning of the game. Paradigm shift. Synergy brick and mortar approach. Business lingo. Business, business, business. Numbers, numbers. The Stanley Parable 2.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
The show floor. Let us see the show floor. New features! Woo! Zoom, 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 zoom. Stanley Parable 2!
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Alright. Hear your name in the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry,
Jim.
I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of
Right.
course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
My name is not
Here,
Jim.
let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear
But what
your
if it's
mind,
James?
forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want
am
you to
Jim.
imagine yourself
Jim
living
is
as
me.
Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Crumble
Do you feel it deeply? Are you
Jim.
really, truly Jim right
in
now?
my heart.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Okay, I'm Jim.
Jim.
Yes!
Getting doxxed
What
by
a
the
thrill,
Jim
what a
button.
rush. That was you! The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder
Jim.
the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much
Too
Jim.
much Jim.
I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose
No.
all sense of who you actually
But
are.
I'm Jim. Bye. I felt so validated. Because I'm Jim now. I am Aspen Jim Dracena. Look, there's 2 doors. I'll take the one on the right.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable too. That
No.
would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Please, no screenshots. Red is the new orange. A whole new office. The new updated ray traced. More of the same, but in a good way. Sequel to the baby is all grown up. I didn't get the part where I killed the baby. Okay. Collectibles. The jump circle. This map. Free achievement. The button that says the name of the player in the game. Merch. Settings World Champion. The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. Office check. Okay. Office decorations. Epilogue. Collectibles. Infinite hole. Exit. Let's see. We should go to the jump circle. Should we go to the jump circle? Oh, let's go to the... Okay. Exit. Ah, jump circle. Jump circle. Jump circle. Is that way? Jump circle. This is where we came through, right? Oh, that's March. March. Oh, jump circle.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Whee! Whee! Okay, I'll leave some behind. We'll save some. We only have a certain number of jumps. Let's see. Oh, there's the merch. Ooh, merch. What kind of merch can we get? And is never the end. This t-shirt is the best new feature. 2! They're back! 2 doors! It's the doors. Okay. Please no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I'd go with Get Well Someday. How do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? Ah, there. Ah. Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Really?
Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
No! I want to get well someday. You know, because maybe someday we'll all be well. You know, we'll have to feel better at some point. That's entirely unfair.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with...
No.
No, I've made my decision.
Right.
We're moving on.
You were wrong. All right. Easy achievement. Where are you, easy achievement? Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more settings. It just works. Yes.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on
Yes.
accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement.
Okay.
Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Oh my.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm
Well,
not
why
a
would
wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last
Narrator.
satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will
No.
happen.
I want the achievement. Give it. Gimme. Gimme, 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 gimme. Okay. Fine. Be that way. Fine.
What
Fine.
else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Collectibles. Collectibles. We go upstairs for the collectibles. If you can find them. Collect them all. Ooh.
Ah, collectibles.
Ooh.
Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Ooh. Is that me? Is that Stanley? Look how worried I look. Okay.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Alright, where's the jump? No, we already did the jump circle. The infinite hole. The infinite hole! The infinite hole. Time, depth, hole like infinity, time like infinity, space like infinity, distant space time, distant past, blah 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 blah. Opening, depth, infinite, rim, surrounding area, infinity. It just keeps going. Okay, let's go. Oh.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly
Holy
fond of.
moly.
It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
You know, there is this
Isn't it wonderful?
show
One of my
from the
more
90s
ingenious concoctions, if I do say
called
so. Now then,
Cleopatra
since you've gotten to see the
2929.
infinite hole, you can press the
There was an
teleport button
infinite hole
to pop
kinda like
back up to
this.
the top, and we can continue onward.
No.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to
Why?
the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Sure. But maybe I won't. I don't have
Okay,
to.
Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite
Of course
nature
you
of the
did.
hole.
Of
Is it a
course
very,
you
very
did.
deep hole?
Of
To be
course.
certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole.
Sure.
I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep
It's
hole.
respectable.
It is. Is it infinite?
Maybe.
Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one
No.
perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
Cigarettes.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
there's a
Why
tie.
don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly
You know what?
infinite?
Hey, if it makes you feel
If that
better,
works
narrator.
for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Okay. Fine.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you.
No, it's
The
not.
problem is that you like holes too much. Not
I
normal.
mean-
A normal person would have said, yep,
Come
that's
on.
an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time.
And there are
Don't need to see it
holes.
all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little
Really?
less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't
Interesting.
make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If
Sure.
you decide you've had enough of the hole,
No.
you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Should I? Alright. I could just hang out down here. La 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 la. But, you know, will I end up being stuck eating cigarettes? That's the problem. Because that's kind of gross. Yeah, okay. Alright.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime.
Geronimo!
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay.
I
Yeah.
landed.
I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and
Yeah.
less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by
Obviously.
the lax overall standards for accountability
Of
and
course.
marketing. What's going on here?
I don't know.
Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's
Well, I don't
length.
know whose fault that is.
Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Sure. Sure.
Well, there it is. The shame of
look.
my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole. How is this still appealing to you?
Hee hee.
I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch.
Wee.
Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
I love how you can't get out of here. Even though what? That's like maybe a foot and a half. I'm not that short.
Is the,
No.
teleport button not working?
No.
You sure?
No?
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this.
Sure.
I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole,
Finally!
and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked
Finally!
for. It's a win for everyone.
Finally!
You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else.
Sure.
Take care, Stanley.
Bye.
I hope you and the hole have a
Have
wonderful
fun.
rest of eternity.
Bye. Toodaloo. Doo-doo-doo. The mostly infinite hole. La da 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 da. Oh my. This is a special hole. Goodbye, cruel world. Alas, I shall never rise above into the sky. It's the end. The end of it all. This sounds like a horror movie.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up this space of mine. My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up this space of mine. My head's stronger. You're no longer using up this space of mine.
Puppies! Puppies!
Stanley?
Puppies!
Stanley! Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there,
What?
drifting away into dreamland.
What?
But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it.
Why did you come
don't want
back?
to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole?
Why?
From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole.
No.
And I'm looking forward to all of them.
Get me out of
Stare
here.
at Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Toodlepip. Again? Again?
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Okay. Interesting. I think I tried everything. Except for the reassurance bucket. Our friend. The bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the
Bucket.
game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable
Hi,
will
bucket.
feel perfectly normal and perhaps
Hi,
even
friend.
comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle
Gentle
embrace of
embrace.
jarring cognitive dissonance while the
Gentle
bucket is in your
embrace.
arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me
Sure.
than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
Perfect solution.
Come on, give it a try.
Sure.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair,
Bucket!
must already be sweeping through your body.
Whee!
And in fact,
Bucket!
can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Sure.
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more
I mean, you always
await
have some
you
place to
in the
put your
Stanley
snacks.
Parable too.
Yeah. It's a nice place to put snacks.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Let's see, is there anywhere else to go? That's new. Oh, yes, there's an exit over here. I forgot. Ooh, Rorschach pictures.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Oh! I guess there was an ad break I didn't notice. No screenshots.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
Sure.
Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent
Maybe.
video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you
Yes.
ready? Here it is.
I'm ready.
I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
I'm ready.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
No.
sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we
Okay.
go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
No.
And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to
Yeah.
anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
But
I
the
wanted
magic
fans
is
to love
you.
it. No matter how good these gags are,
Narrator.
they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
There's
Would
me.
it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Lovely. All right. I'm going to stop here. I know the bucket adventures are a lot of fun, but I think it's getting a little late and I don't want to stream for too long. So I am going to end here. All right. So, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me tonight. I have had so much fun. Thank you for helping me get to affiliate. That means a lot. And, yeah, so I am going to be redoing my stream for Tailside Cozy Cafe Sim tomorrow, and it's actually a short play test, so I might do the Moonlight Peaks demo as well. I'm thinking of starting maybe a little bit earlier, so maybe around 5. Other than that, well, I'm getting a little tired. I'm sure, you know, it's a Tuesday. Most people probably are tired from Monday and Tuesday. So let's have a lovely night. I hope you all sleep well. And that's it. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow or the next day or the next. And oh, let me tell you what's going on. So tomorrow I'll do the demo. Thursday night I'm going to do a co-working stream. I probably won't be doing anything on Friday or Saturday unless I'm invited to a collab with a friend. And then Sunday I am going to continue Layers of Fear, and I have a collab with Swimming Link to play Human Fall Flat. So yeah, I will see you guys again soon. Take care. Have a good night. Bye.